I swear, when I heard that you were doing this with Billy Bob Thornton, the thing I thought in my head is you're both Cardinals fans. I really did think that.
I mean,
because I know he's been here before and he talks about his love for the Cardinals.
He loves the Cardinals, and so do I. One of the last times I'd seen him was at the All-Star game in St. Louis, and he was getting ready. See, when you're a Cardinal fan and you get the opportunity to do this, we're getting ready to play in the celebrity softball nonsense. So they rally up all the Cardinal folks, and it's me, and it's Billy Bob and Nelly. And that's kind of it. I think Ellie Kemper was there and Annie Wershing from 24. But like it's of the guys, it's like me, Billy Bob, Nelly. Mm-hmm. That's a wrap. But we're in the clubhouse getting ready with Whitey Herzog and Vince Coleman and Ozzie Smith and all these guys, and I'm like, come on, man. Like this is. Am I here? I'm actually here. This is unbelievable.
So, did you protect Nelly in the lineup, or did he?
I think Nelly went long. I actually had to play third base next to Ozzie Smith because I wasn't going to play shortstop when Ozzie Smith's on the field.
you didn't tell him to move over?
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to be like scooch. But when you play third base in a softball game, you are in the firing line. It's not the hot corner. It's like the nuclear corner. So I was playing a very shallow left, really. But I did make a hot stop there that Ozzie Smith laughed at me because I fully had my eyes closed when I made it. And I barely made the throw across the field. But
that is amazing. That's like
it exists somewhere.
That's like Lifetime stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I literally was like, I'm good. I can go home now. I'm done.
So do you chit chat with Billy Bob in between takes and things like that about baseball?
We had some great conversations about baseball. Cardinals not their year this year, not their year the last couple years. But I also want to bring up a little. I had a little problem with one of your callers and the guy from Chicago. Okay. Because my God, what a complaint.
About the Chicago sports.
It's so hard to be a Chicago fan. What? I mean, let's start with the Bears' dominance in the 80s. That's fine. That's a long time ago. Then you move into the Bulls. Then you move into the Blackhawks, 2 cups within 2 years. Then you get to the Cubs breaking the curse. This is in this guy's lifetime, I'm sure. Come on, man. Is Chicago running up against Boston as the worst fan base for insufferability? Because it might be.
Spoken like a true man from St. Louis right here. Aren't you the guy?
Let's talk about a city, a fan base that's lost 2 franchises in the course of my lifetime. Not to mention lost to a couple World Series to the Red Sox. I can't hear it from the Chicago people.
Aren't you the guy who, once upon a time, did you take a Cubs hat off of Bill Murray's head or something like that?
No, Bill Murray took a Cardinals hat off my head after the Cubs won Game 5 of the World Series, which I predicted. And he threw it over we were at, what's that bar in the behind Wrigley in Wrigleyville there, whatever it's called, Mothers or something like that. And there's a little back place, and everyone from Chicago's out there, so it's all the Murrays. And a couple of Blackhawks. Chelios, I think, was there, and a bunch of people. And it's a dance party because they won. They won Game 5, and it's looking good. And I was wearing a vintage St. Louis Cardinal hat as my own little nod to what I thought about the franchise. And
in the middle of a Cubs World Series,
just reminding
Murray
them.
family dance party with Chris Chelios. I think it was Murphy's bar.
Murphy's.
And you're wearing a Cardinals hat there?
I wore it for the whole series. Yes, thank you very much. I just wanted to remind them that some franchises have success over the course of their 100 years on the planet. But Billy saw it and did not take kindly to it, and took it and threw it over the wall into the alley, thinking that's the end of that hat. And I looked and I said, well, there's a door right here. I opened the door and saw the other side of the wall. I picked up my hat and I put it back on my head, and we continued our dance party. It was fine. He made his point. I made my point. The end of that story is that I auctioned that hat off in Chicago to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they raised
fantastic
$15,000.
So it all came down. Look, your bitterness led to happiness for
there's
somebody.
No bitterness. It's just I'm just proving a point.
I love it. That sounds like Michigan planting a flag in the middle of Ohio State after winning that.
Sounds a lot like that.
Don't you think?
Yeah,
it's a little bit of.
It's a similar sensibility. Just reminding them.
You have to. You have to,
guys.
I'm with you, Jon Hamm. I'm with you 100%. Before I let you go, you got any thoughts on Soto? What do you think? Seeing him,
I was listening to you guys talk about it. It's a funny thing when you spend that much money on one guy on a team that has, by law, has to field 9 guys. You go, okay, cool. I think the fielding liability is funny and going to be a little bit of a wild card, but that's why they have the DH and the thing, If I'm Edgar Ramirez right now, I'm kind of Edgar Martinez. I'm really wishing I lived in a different generation.
Can you imagine?
Right.
You know what I mean? But
he is one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen.
All time. Anybody that works in professional baseball will say that too, because just the dude raked. But yeah, he could have been a $1 billion guy. I don't know. I think it's great. I think it certainly changes the game in the National League East. We'll see.
Well, I didn't speak inappropriately for you, John, when I was giving my take on it earlier, that on behalf of a Red Sox fan, a Yankee fan, or anyone else, and I mentioned you, at least the Dodgers didn't get him.
At least the Dodgers didn't get him, sure.
Because that would have been just like you just fold up Major League Baseball.
Well, no offense, it would have looked a lot like the Yankees in the 90s.
No offense taken. No offense taken.
Again, if I hear another goddamn Yankee fan complain about who's getting who and how much they spent. The Pujols take was correct, by the way, too, because I was sad to see him go.
Yes,
but we got a lot of value for our time with Albert.
Yeah. No question about it.
Yeah, and he remains one of the great Cardinals and one of the great people on the planet.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.